Hey, can you believe it? This is part 10 in my series, The Biggest Blunders of My Voiceover Career and How I Fixed Them. To me, it's really a collection of learning experiences I had to go through as a creative freelancer. They led to a series of decisions that have brought me to where I am today. So to me, these blunders are not fatal mistakes, but stepping stones to a better future. And since this is blunder number 10, I am kind of feeling that I should leave it at that. 10 is enough. At some point the format gets old and people start tuning out. Oh, another blunder, another blunder. Oh, we had enough of that. So what I'll do today is tell you about this mistake and then record a conclusion to the series tomorrow. So the last big mistake I'd like to bring up is believing that taking on projects that are not in line with my values was okay. I don't know if you've ever done that, record a project that was not in line with your values. Now, to me, values are the principles we live by, the things we hold dear, and when they are violated, we feel violated. Values are things that are important to us. They are the backbone of our being. One of my values, for instance, is fairness, the idea that there must be an equal exchange. When we're negotiating a fee, for instance, I want that fee to be fair. What my client is offering me has to be at least equal to what I'm giving to my client. To me, this is a sign of respect, and respect is another one of my values. The fact that we treat each other with respect is so important. When a client is trying to nickel and dime me, I don't feel there's any respect for what I have to offer. When a client gives me a strict deadline and even beat that deadline, and then the client takes his time to pay me and needs to be reminded and reminded and reminded, I think that is disrespectful. If you're like me, you'll get a number of job opportunities on any given day, and we have a choice to make. Will we audition for this project, knowing that we may get it, we may have to record it, or will we give it a pass? The ones with a low budget are an easy decision for me. Low budget, pass. I feel I have more to offer than they're willing to give me. And that's not because I am an arrogant European blah blah blah, but I didn't put in over 40 years of my life to end up working for beer money, thank you very much. I have enough self-respect and respect for my profession to know what I'm worth, and so should you. Other projects are not always easy to reject, especially when they pay well and you can really use the money. Some colleagues say, voiceovers, all we are is hired guns. We're hired guns. We don't have to believe in the stuff people pay us to talk about. We're actors playing a role. We are not responsible for what we are saying and the effect it may have on the listeners. The client is responsible. Well, I think it's not that black and white. I only take on projects I can be proud of. As a vegetarian, I will never promote eating meat, and as a non-smoker, I will never advertise cigarettes. And as a liberal, left-leaning European Dutchman, I will never sell my voice to ultra-conservative political parties. My voice is for hire, but my integrity is never for sale. This comes at a cost. Let me give you an example. A few years ago, I was asked to be the voice of an American church doing worldwide outreach. Now, my father was a minister. I used to be a religious affairs correspondent for the radio. So this is right in my wheelhouse. The contract they were offering meant I would not have to take on any other clients for a year if I wanted to. It would pay the bills and much more than that, so it was very lucrative. And then I started to do some digging. They wanted me to record sermons. Now, I don't know why anyone would ask me to record sermons and preach to the masses. No idea. But I noticed that some of them were very anti-gay. It turned out to be a very conservative evangelical church, and they are entitled to their beliefs, but I wasn't going to be their mouthpiece. No, no, no. I'm a believer. I believe in love. And love is love is love. And I'm an ally of the LGBTQ plus community. If you stick to your principles, you have to be willing to pay the price. Here's a quick but important side note. I think it's useful to make a distinction between fiction and non-fiction when it comes to voiceover work. When I read an audiobook that was written from the perspective of the criminal, let's say serial killer, it doesn't mean that I endorse that behavior. It is fiction, it's fantasy, it's made up. Now, I do have my limits when it comes to content, but I can tolerate a lot more when reading fantasy. But when I read a script or a sermon that is presented as facts or the truth, and I think these facts are wrong and hurtful and misleading, I will not take the job no matter how much they offer me. Now, my values don't have to be your values. And it's important to note that values can shift over time. I too have done some projects I'm no longer proud of, but this was long, long ago when I had different opinions and different values. Here's one thing I found out, and this has been true throughout my life. Once you make a decision about what you tolerate and what you're no longer willing to tolerate, you will be tested. A week after I decided I did not want to promote anything having to do with industrial farming, where animals are mistreated and made to suffer, I got an offer, and a very good offer, to record a series of videos for the industrial agricultural complex. I declined the job and lost a lot of money, and not only that, I lost the agent who had secured that job for me. Decisions have consequences. But I'm not that kind of talent that can be bought by the highest bidder. If you're willing to betray your values and principles for money, they must not have been that important in the first place. Now, if in any way, shape or form you've learned something today, or I made you think in this video, I hope you'll show your appreciation with a like or a thumbs up. And if you believe I don't deserve a like, let me know what I could have done differently and better. Please join me tomorrow one last time for the conclusion to this series about my biggest blunders. I'll see you then. Take care. Bye.